This is BNN, the most trusted name in nonsense. Tally-ho, Dullards and Dullardettes. It's time once again for the Dullards Club for this week or this time period, whatever it is.
Dullardettes, that's cool. I like that.
And it's time, as we get started, as it always is, time for the Daily Gripe.
Oh, we're not wasting any time, are we?
No, we do. Always.
We waste a lot of time.
Oh.
Some would say about 20 minutes a week. But
yeah. My gripe is not really a gripe. It's more of a, I guess you could summarize the gripe with, why do people think they're above the rules? Not even why. That's my gripe, that people who think they're above the rules. Case in point, on Craigslist, for the longest while, anytime I looked for anything, any result, it came up with a big ad of a picture of a motorcycle. I buy old motorcycles. Any condition, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was a whole thing, visual, a big ad like that. Anything you searched for, that was in the results. And it wasn't just one. It was boom, 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 half a dozen times in the results. And I finally discovered how and why it happens. I couldn't figure out. Rich, you probably know. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, because you paid for it.
No. These are free listings for ads.
You're saying
Craigslist does not accept ads?
No, I'm saying they do for the most part. But if it's a vehicle ad looking to sell one, you do have to pay. Yes, you do have to pay to list it. For general, anything else you want to list, there's no charge for it. There's no charge at all, which is why people do it. But this is a wanted. He's wanting to buy. He's not selling them. He's buying them. The ad is there with a picture. Underneath is a text with like one line, I buy text. And then there's a lot of alleged white space. If you highlight the white space...
Wait.
Yeah.
Why is the white space alleged?
Because I'm going to finish the sentence. It's not really white. Because what happens is if you highlight it, click and drag, it's white text with every word in the friggin' dictionary you can think of. So that whatever you're searching for, that damn ad is going to pop up in the listings.
Yeah, it's like keyword stuffing.
Yeah, it is, exactly. But it's because it's white, you don't know it. It just looks like a lot of white space. I'm saying, how in the fuck is he getting these things out there? That was gripe number one, but it led me to gripe number two, which is I found, I was waiting to get started the meeting. I said, you know what? Wonder if there's any good part-time jobs out there. So I see a job listing, $1,000 plus weekly, start tomorrow, company vehicle included, blah, 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 van driver, route sales, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For the hell of it, I did a search on the company name, and the company name is American Vision Sound, or Sound Vision. The American Vision Sound scam is a notorious organized parking lot fraud. Those people who sell stereos and speakers out of their vans. That's what this company is trying to hire for.
Unbelievable.
So that's the extent of my gripes. Somebody else bail me out of this.
Well, it's a decent gripe, though. Rich, what do you think?
Well, my gripe is movie time listings. It's actually pretty simple. If you go to the movie theater website, trying to find the movie times is a friggin' nightmare.
You got to call Kramer.
Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you want to see?
Is it because it's not accurate or they're not there?
You just have to jump through hoops to find it.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like an AI bot or something that you can set up that will comb through.
There is a little bit. I mean, depending on the theater, mostly. You can search Google. Let's say, for example, you search for Movie Times Boston. a lot of times what you'll see at the very top of the results are a listing of all of the movies and all of the times.
Right.
But if you search in some cities or towns or some movie theaters specifically, it rarely comes up, and you got to jump through hoops to find the crap. I mean, you would think that would be the one thing that they want people to know, but no, they want you to see all this other crap.
What do you got, Pat?
Oh my God. I many times I come into these meetings with zero gripes or some vague or hokey gripe, but this is a legit gripe.
Okay, good.
This weekend I drove up to see my son who lives in southern New Jersey. And so it's about a 5-hour drive, and you're on the highway the whole time. It should be a 5-hour drive, except with the weather being perfect. It's a beautiful sunny day, not a cloud in the sky.
Everybody's on the road.
And every idiot that should never be allowed to drive a car, and maybe has a license, maybe doesn't, is out there. And I think that in order to drive on at least state highways, you need to recertify, like a pilot needs to recertify in order to prove that you have, maybe you know the rules, or you've done this before, or you've actually been on a highway traveling anywhere between 50 and 70 miles an hour, and you know enough not to just pull over into another lane without either signaling or whatever. And I think that they ought to have a simulator, and everybody should have to go through it. And if you get in the simulator and they strap you in there and you're moving along at 55 to 70 miles an hour, if you try to change lanes and you don't signal, they immediately kick you out, and you are uncertified at that point.
And to your point about the simulator, I was actually thinking that people should be required to take some sort of supervisor or whatever for the RMV on a 1-hour drive, and it should cost you $150 or $200, and if you fail, you lose your license.
I think after all that, I need a joke. I think it's joke time, and the reason that I think it's a joke time is because I've got a state trooper joke.
Okay, that's perfect.
It's going to fit
That's
right in
perfect.
here.
Let's go for it.
Well, a Kentucky state trooper was patrolling late at night off the main highway. He sees a couple in a car. They're
Wait,
parked.
the main highway or the Kentucky highway?
Well, it's a
M-A-I-N.
It's the primary road.
Thank you.
And he sees a couple in a car parked in Lover's Lane.
Oh.
Yeah, with the interior light brightly glowing. So he carefully approaches the car to get a closer look, and he sees a young man behind the wheel reading a computer magazine. And he notices a young woman in the rear seat filing her fingernails. So he's puzzled by this, right? Walks up to the car, and he gently raps on the driver's window. The young man lowers the window, says, "Yes, officer." The trooper says, "Hey, what are you doing?" The young man says, "Well, officer, I'm reading a magazine." Pointing towards the young woman in the back seat, the trooper says, "And her, what is she doing?" Well, sir, I believe she's filing her fingernails." Now, the trooper's really confused, as we all are now. A young couple alone in a car at night, Lover's Lane, and nothing romantic is going on. The trooper asks, "What's your age, young man?" The young man says, "I'm 22, sir." The trooper asks, "And her, what's her age?" The young man looks at his watch and he says, "She'll be 18 in 11 minutes.
I forget about I was waiting for the punchline. I'd heard the setup, but I forgot the punchline. That's great. Hey, I've got my jokes. You guys both know my affinity for the language and how the quirks of the English language. So mine are all related to sort of puns. So I'm just going to rip through them, and I'm not even going to wait for a rim shot or anything else.
The dad jokes. Here we go.
Well, yeah, okay. Is that what they are? They're puns, basically. Okay, here we go. What do you call a pig with laryngitis? Disgruntled.
Okay.
Why do bees stay in their hives during winter? Swarm. Just so everyone's clear, I'm going to put my glasses on. A commander walks into a bar and orders everyone around.
Are we nearing the end?
No, we're only halfway through.
God.
I lost my job as a stage designer. I left without making a scene. Ba-da-boom. My friends and I have named our band Duvet. it's a cover band. I lost my girlfriend's audiobook, and now I'll never hear the end of it. When I told my contractor I didn't want carpeted steps, he gave me a blank stare. Bono and the Edge walk into a Dublin bar, and the bartender says, "Oh no, not you two again." Prison is just one word to you, but for some people it's a whole sentence. Scientists got together to study the effects of alcohol on a person's walk, and the result was staggering. I'm trying to organize a hide-and-seek tournament, but good players are really hard to find. What did the surgeon say to the patient who insisted on closing up their own incision? Suit yourself. And lastly, I've started telling everyone about the benefits of eating dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness. Okay, I was laughing my ass off when I was reading them.
All right, I got one. This one's a normal joke.
Rich.
Okay.
This guy is a stockbroker in New York, and he gets really burned out, and he decides to give it all up and go raise a chicken or something. So he goes and he buys a chicken farm. But after he makes the purchase, a couple of weeks later, he realizes that he's got no roosters. So he finds some guy that sells roosters, apparently, and the guy says this rooster is guaranteed to,
I'll see.
guaranteed to impregnate all your chickens. So the guy says, all right. So anyway, he buys the rooster, lets the rooster out into the chicken pen, and within 2 minutes, the rooster has fucked every single chicken on the whole farm. There's like 150 of them. So a few hours later, the guy goes back to check on the chickens, and sure enough, the rooster's out there screwing them again. He's 150 chickens in about an hour. It's like, this thing is unbelievable. So finally, he comes out like another hour later, and the chicken is like the rooster is on the ground, exhausted, passed out. He looks like he's half dead. And the farmer says, or the guy says, well, it serves you right. This is exactly what you deserve. And the rooster's just lying there, and there's vultures circling overhead. And he says, good, you got what you deserved. And the rooster opens up one eye and says, shh, we're about to land.
That's good.
All right. You know what it's time for now,
Yeah.
right? It's time to stump the Dullards.
Okay. Once again, that's a good idea. Perfect timing.
As always.
All right. Who's up?
I'll go last, because if I tell one, you guys will take forever.
If you got a good tough one, I got a good simple one.
I
don't know
simple.
if it's simple. Name as many songs as you can that were written by the Beatles, either John or Paul, but became a hit as performed by other artists, not the Beatles. The Beatles said, "Yeah, here it is. I don't want to do it. It's not good enough for us. You want it?"
There's a performer named Billy J. Kramer.
That's right.
And
Okay.
he has one, and I can't remember the name of it. It saved my life.
Yeah, I think his biggest hit was "Bad to Me," and that
Bad
was
to Me.
that
That's
was
right.
John Lennon, and it was given to Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas.
Right.
There are several others that I
He wrote
only.
one for the Stones.
He did. That's right. Remember what it was? I want to be your man.
That's right. Yeah, the one that Ringo actually sung later on.
Yeah, okay. So that's that. Big one, I'll give you a hint. Paul McCartney's girlfriend's brother,
Peter Asher.
Peter and Gordon. I don't
care what they say.
I don't.
World
Right.
Without Love.
A World Without Love. Very good. They also had Woman, If You Love Me. That's also Peter and
Right.
Gordon. That was McCartney and Lennon. I don't know which one or the other more strongly. The big one, the first one that comes to mind for me was Badfinger's Come and Get It from the movie.
Yeah, I know. They were kind of a protege band at one point.
Yeah, that's a sad story in and of itself, man. Two of the lead people off themselves. It was really sad. Come and Get It is an interesting story behind that. When McCartney gave it a Badfinger, he said, "Here we go." I think he had done a version, but he said, "You know what? We don't really." And Badfinger had just signed with Apple, so he goes, here you go. Here's a song for you. It'll be a hit. Okay, thanks very much. We may tweak it. No. If you do it, you have to do it exactly like my demo. It's going to be a hit. Son of a bitch, if it wasn't for them. Come and get it. Mary Hopkin had Goodbye, and I recently heard McCartney do his version. And then last two surprises. One of them was co-written by John Lennon, who also played guitar on it, done by David Bowie, Fame. I didn't realize Lennon co-wrote that.
I knew he was in the background. He did background vocals on it.
Yeah,
I didn't know he wrote it.
Yep, I didn't either. I think he wrote the music or something. And the other one was McCartney helped out Elvis Costello on his Veronica. So I thought those were interesting little tidbits. They're just such how goddamn prolific they were that they write, here it is, we don't want it, you can have it, and they get a hit out of it. So.
Oh, yeah, but they make a bundle of money on the publishing rights.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
All right, Saturday morning TV, guys. Here we go.
Here we go.
We're going to name the inanimate object of these TV shows. What was Sky King's plane named?
Songbird.
What was
Is that
Roy
right?
Yes, it was. That was correct.
Okay.
Out of the blue from the western sky comes. What was Roy Rogers' Jeep named?
He had a Jeep?
Yeah,
it was Jeep.
Actually, the old grumpy sidekick guy drove the Jeep all the time, didn't he?
His name was Pat something or other.
Oh, man.
Barnes.
Pat McGrory.
No, it was Nifty Bell.
Ah.
Okay. I know.
I didn't even know he
you're
had a
keep that
freaking
one.
Jeep, so.
No. Okay. And I've got a third inanimate object here. What was Troy Tempest's vehicle called?
It's the Stingray.
Exactly.
Who the hell is Troy Tempest?
He was.
Remember the Marionation cartoon Stingray? The Stingray.
Like
Stingray.
Supercar.
I remember
Stingray.
Supercar. Troy
Thunderbirds.
Tempest was another one of them. Was he a character, or was that the name of the show?
Stingray was one of the biggest Marionation cartoons.
Yes, Stingray.
Like, do you remember Fireball XL5?
I remember Fireball XL5, right. Yeah.
Supercar, I think, was the first of those.
Yeah,
If I'm
okay.
not mistaken. If you watch some of the old
Was
episodes,
there a
they're
Dr.
really...
Leaper was one of them? Dr. Beaker was
Dr.
one?
Beaker,
Yeah,
yes.
Beaker, yeah.
I remember him. Okay, you're next. Go ahead, Pat.
All right. And Chim Chim. Was it Chim Chim?
remember Chim
what was the
Chim.
name of the...
Tim Chim was
the
Speed
chimp?
Racer. That was Speed Racer.
Right. But there was another chimp. But maybe he just had I don't know what his name was anyway. Here's the bonus question
Okay.
for Stinger. What was the organization that they worked for?
Well, International Rescue was the Thunderbirds, but
Yes, that's right. And this is very similar, but a different name.
I'm drawing a blank. I think I might have heard it, but I have no clue.
It was, of course, WASP,
Wasp.
the World Aquanaut Security Patrol.
Oh, Jesus. We watched this shit on Saturday mornings. I was busy with the Stooges. Sorry.
And a little bonus question here. Speaking of inanimate objects, what was Sky King's niece named?
Penny.
All right, I'm done.
You're up, Pat. Rich?
Okay. You guys know Harry Nilsson.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry was very successful,
Yeah.
so much so that he bought a flat in England, in London. Two very famous people died in that flat 4 years apart while he owned it. Who were those people?
I'm going to guess Brian Jones of the Stones. No? Okay.
Jimi Hendrix,
Nope.
Janis Joplin.
Nope.
Were they English artists necessarily?
That was the clue. That was the clue I was going to give you. One of them was English. One of them was American. Both of these deaths happened in the late 70s, early 80s. 4 years apart.
Wow. That's, again, he comes up with a great stumper.
And they're both famous
We'll have heard
people.
of these people, obviously.
One of them is a singer in a group. The other one is a musician in a group.
How do I phrase this? Were they
Morrison?
natural causes,
Jim
accidents,
Morrison.
suicides, drug overdoses? Do you know? Does that matter?
One was an OD, the other was accidental. This probably won't help you, but they both died in the same room.
Yeah, you're right. Another one, another
Another one that won't
another
help.
clue that leads us nowhere.
Were they very popular bands? We will certainly
Yes.
know of the bands, if not the artists.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you name one
You
of
will
the
know
bands?
both. You will know the artists, the bands and the individuals were both very famous.
Okay, male or female?
One was male, one was female.
Interesting. Younger, I assume they were, if they were,
They were
is
in
this-
their 30s at
Is
the
this-
oldest.
not Morrison, Jim Morrison, no.
Nope. I'll narrow it down. The man that died was English. The woman was American.
You'd think that would help, wouldn't you? Mama Cass was American.
Ding, 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 ding. That's
Really?
one.
Okay.
Oh, good, good. All right.
Okay.
I'll give you another clue. The guy that died released a solo album, which didn't do very well. But
But he was also in a band with which he did do well. And
Very
he was
well.
the singer or the guitarist? He was the guitarist.
I didn't say he was a
Well,
guitarist.
he was the musician as opposed
Ginger
to the
Baker?
singer. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, Keith Moon.
exactly. Yep.
All right. All right.
All
That took
right,
a while.
yay for me! Wow, those are good. Once again, now you've set that bar so high. We expect nothing but great stumpers from you.
Really easy.
How
the
do you
next time.
find these?
I stumble across them in my.
How do you stumble across that?
Well, I was looking at a Harry Nilsson documentary,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I forgot when he died. When did he die? So I went to the Wikipedia page, and I
Oh.
found all this information. And I don't know if that particular item was
Right.
on the Wikipedia page, but in my research for that, I happened to stumble across
Yeah.
that info.
Excellent. We're going to start doing that, Pat.
What do we have to start doing?
We're going to start looking through Wikipedia about
Oh,
interesting
now we have to start
subjects.
doing
and
stuff and learning actual stuff. I don't know about that.
then, well, you don't, the beauty of what's our age, we can learn it, but we can forget it, as evidenced
Yeah, but
by
that
every
is-
one of us.
That involves work.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. All
What's
right.
it- Now, here's another trivia question.
Uh-oh.
Who said work?
That was
Maynard G.
Maynard G.
Krebs.
Krebs.
There you
Work,
go.
work. And on that note, wrap it up, Patrick.
Okay, I think it is time to go. Yeah, because we're not going to outdo Rich's stumper, but we're
Sure.
going
Oh,
to try
yeah.
to we're going to work harder to maybe come up with some of ourselves that are not Troy Tempest or
Yours were
everybody
pretty
else.
good, Pat.
We'll be back next week, so join us then. We had a good time. Hope you did too, and we'll see you soon.
That's a
Never
threat, not a promise.